Your girl had a little getaway and celebrated her birthday in the lovely New Orleans. The Hubs and I decided to get an Airbnb on Frenchman Street. It was such a lovely little quaint place with an amazing coffee and bakery shop down the street. But our Airbnb, it was built over 100 years old. It was like this over a second floor apartment. You walk up to the steps and it just had this cute, quaint little design. It had some historic features in it, and it was just so beautiful. It was so cozy. Our favorite part, of course, was the balcony because we got to see all the limelight. Our first brunch stop was the Ruby Slipper. Now, this place was jam-packed. I think it was full of locals. Our Uber driver told us to hit up the spot. Best shrimp and grits, hand down, I have ever tasted. The pancakes, the biscuits and gravy, pecan bacons, and even the latte, the spice latte, was to die for. Walking through the streets, the historic buildings are just so unique. There's tons of shops all over the place for souvenirs and gifts, and I encourage you to get lost inside these shops and just explore. We are currently in Jackson Square, where there is live music and entertainment. There's art. There's so many things to see, so many things to eat. Also in Jackson Square, there was a museum, a couple of museums actually, that tell about the history of New Orleans. There's an art museum, and I am just a sucker for some old world history. I just want to know, I want to see how these people lived. I'm just curious. So I encourage you to check out the local museums and whatever there is to offer. I know I came for the food and scenery, but I encourage you to explore the origins of New Orleans. Next to this museum, there was this cathedral. I think it was built in the 1800s. I am a sucker for some old stained glass windows and just old artwork. It's just so beautiful to me. Next on the list was a popular place, Cafe du Monde. We went there for a delicious sweet treat of freshly fried beignets. My recommendation is just get a 3-pack to share, and their coffee, it's just basic, but I suggest you get some hot cocoa with that beignet. It completes your evening, and it's just a nice little sweet treat.
No, I missed that.
The next evening, we hit up Antoine's. It's a restaurant that was established in the 1840s. It's located in the French Quarter. We had some gumbo, char-grilled oysters. We had some goldfish, some crab. I mean, it was very nice. And we ended the evening with some pecan bread pudding. Happy birthday, my stud. Our view from the balcony was our favorite spot on Frenchman Street. We still got to experience the live music without actually having to be in it. Frenchman Street is known for its bars and its live music. They have multiple clubs and bars on the streets, even live music on the curb. Now, it's a lot less calmer than the actual Bourbon Street. I suggest going to Bourbon Street during the day and not so much the evening, unless you're going there for that. The next day, we took an excursion 45 minutes away from New Orleans to the Oak Alley Plantation. Now, these grounds are very beautiful, although the history of this grounds is very ugly. But I encourage you to educate yourself and firsthand be knowledgeable and see how everyone lived during this time and on this plantation. There were lots of things that I didn't film, definitely emotional. But regardless, this historical site is very much beautiful, and it's known for these lined oaks that are on the property. And I believe this location was in multiple movies. But I encourage you to come to this historical site and get a guided tour so that you can thoroughly understand the property and why it's still standing and a very beautiful historic location. Next up is the infamous Bourbon Street. Now, if you're not into the wild and the crazy, I suggest going to visit during the afternoon or the evening. It's a lot more calm than late at night. We ate at Felix's Oyster House, and their barbecue shrimp, red beans and rice, and char-grilled oysters were my favorite. The French market is great for a little snack to eat or to get souvenirs. We didn't try any of the food, so I can't say yay or nay on any of it, but we did. Towards the back there is shopping, and we got some souvenirs for our family. And if your feet get tired, you can hop on one of these guys, and there's also bike taxis all over the place. Next, we ate at Miss River, which was located in the Four Seasons. Happy birthday to me. Everything we ordered was delicious. The fried chicken, the biscuits, I mean, even the espresso martini came with a little tableside presentation. Highly recommend. On the other side, there is Vue Orleans, which is sort of like a virtual reality museum.
Like no other.
At the top of the museum, there's an observation deck where you can grab a drink and have a full 360 view of New Orleans and the Mississippi River. Now, the Mississippi River is definitely nothing you can swim on. Someone said they like it dark and dirty like the roux of their gumbo. But pay attention to all the plaques along the way. There's so much history to be learned. And finally, we got on one of those old school little trams, and we went to the Garden District just to see some beautiful mansions, historic buildings that were in the area. I think you can download the app for the trolley, and it costs like $1.25 per person, but the views were just beautiful. And there you go. That completed our weekend. I hope you enjoy. Y'all going to New Orleans or what?